everybody, and welcome back to the channel Fragrance Journey. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. Hopefully everybody has a blessed weekend and a blessed week coming up. Today we're going to be speaking about a couple of fragrances that I recently picked up that I'm really enjoying. One of them I think I may get rid of, and we'll speak about that in a minute. The first fragrance I recently picked up is from the house of Oman Luxury, and it's Belfiore. That's how the top of the cap looks. This features notes of apricot, carrot, osmanthus, gardenia, beeswax, suede, and oak moss. This is to me a heavy osmanthus fragrance. It does have, I think it said apricot in the notes, but I think it's the osmanthus that's also being a little bit fruity, and it's also being a little bit suede, which osmanthus can do. I think it's a really nice fragrance. I think it leans a little bit feminine, if you ask me. It's a little bit feminine, sort of floral. I don't really get much of the carrots, but there's a beautiful suede osmanthus wrapped around some slight florals, which could also be the osmanthus. This is definitely a very multifaceted osmanthus fragrance that comes off a bit suede, very smooth, silky. But I could see a lot of guys saying that this leans sort of femme to them. The other one I picked up from this house is Serenity, and that's how the cap looks. This one is one that I like, but I don't know if it's one that I'm gonna keep in my collection. I've got a bunch of rose oud fragrances already, and this one is a spicy, dry, slightly jammy rose surrounded by oud, cumin, some other florals in there also. It's a nice fragrance, but I think this thing with rose oud is getting kind of overdone. I think it's a nice fragrance, nice house from what I smell so far. I like to get my nose on royal incense. I think that's the one I would like to smell. But it's a pretty good fragrance. Great longevity. Both of those fragrances last on my skin forever. But Serenity to me is just something that I don't have to have in my collection. So I'll probably be getting that off or getting rid of that here soon. The next one up we're going to talk about is, let's talk about this one. And this is Giohina from Aregia Ladori. And the reason I like this fragrance is I've always been a fan of Bordnikov Muscovy, which is to me one of my favorite floral fragrances. And this one features notes of magnolia, bergamot, henny, musk, jasmine, rose, and sandalwood. This one is not overly complex. It's gonna do really good, I feel like, in the spring and summertime. It's just a wonderful floral. If you're into floral fragrances, this one is just blended beautifully. It smells amazing. I really love this fragrance. It definitely has that muscovy type vibe to it. I guess that may be the jasmine in here and the magnolia, but it's beautifully blended, very creamy. That's the one thing I like about this fragrance. It's very creamy, and so was muscovy. I found that for like a real steal. Muscovy I haven't been able to find for a good price yet, so kind of held off on getting that. I'm kind of past it now. I have another fragrance from TRMP. I think it's Blue Lotus, that almost does the same thing as Muscovy, and this does also, so I'm fine at the moment. But I really enjoy that fragrance. This is a house I would love to smell more of, but they're very expensive, and I don't have the money to just be spending like that. But I would definitely like to get a sample set of some of his collections to be able to get my nose on them and see if I want to pick up anything else. The next we're going to talk about is this one. It's from the house of D. Garbors, and this one is Darling. This is one I've been wanting to get in my collection for a while. I really wanted Genders, but I came across this bottle for a really good price. I decided to go ahead and jump on it. This one is a fruity, floral, amber, sort of resinous, Very smooth though, blended really well. Definitely got some floral notes in it too. Very loud, boisterous fragrance to me. This is very loud. Yeah, you probably could do 5 sprays of that. You'll be insane. Nuclear. Definitely a floral woody amber with spices, some resins. I like that one a lot. I want to get Genders from their house. Can never find a bottle. At this point, I'm ready to start selling bottles to get bottles instead of just buying bottles, because I'm just starting to get overwhelmed. I can't wear, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. I feel like I'm kind of becoming a hoarder or whatever. So I'm definitely gonna try to sell a bottle to be able to pick up Genders. Just put the money away, and then whenever I find a bottle, jump on it. Next, we're gonna talk about a house that I just discovered. And I saw the bottles online. I was like, man, those bottles look kind of cool. And I remember getting a sample set from Jenna over at Fragrance Vault, because she sells this house. And she sent me a sample set, and there was a couple I liked, but I couldn't remember. And it's the house of Naso di Raza. And those bottles look kind of crazy, man. It's pretty cool bottles. The first one is Mozzafiato. And Mozzafiato, let me see what the notes are on this one. I apologize. Notes on this one are orris, oak, vetiver, incense, leather, bergamot, cashmere wood, and petitgrain. I think I already spoke on this one in my top pickups of 2023. This is very leathery, floral. That orris butter is really smooth in there. Dark. Some vetiver also. I think this one dries down to a really nice, smooth vetiver fragrance. I like that one a lot, to be honest. It's not my favorite. I think they've got one called Ravi that I really want. It was done by, I can't remember who created that one. But it's nice. The next one up is Then White. And the notes on this one are patchouli, labdanum, amber, iris, cedar, violet, musk, and vanilla. And this is one that I like more than the first one we just spoke about, to be honest. I'm running out of places to spray. Beautiful patchouli fragrance. Not dark and cakey though. Not anything like psychedelic. Somewhat leathery too. I don't know if that's coming from the patchouli. A little bit smoky, resinous, bit of sweetness. Very dark. Very good for the winter, I believe. I believe the first two we spoke about are really good for the winter. Really, really good. The next one up from this house we're going to talk about is Cyrano. And this one I just came across too. I can't remember what any of the samples smell like. And this one features notes of pepper, cedar, elemi, patchouli, saffron, labdanum, sandalwood, musk, oud, amber, violet, and amyris. Try this over here. And this one is a bit more challenging to me, because off the top it's very dark, very resinous, but I'm getting sort of like a ginger vibe. I don't know if that's the elemi. Woody. Again, another dark composition. It does have some brightness in it also, but definitely on the darker side. Dark and resinous. All three of those fragrances are dark, very resinous, very heavy, thick, cloying. Very niche smelling. And Ravi was done by Cecile Zarokian. But yeah, this is very dark and heavy. Man, I like all three of those. You know, if you follow my channel, you know I like dark, heavy, resinous fragrances. And all three of those fit that category. The next one up we're gonna talk about is from the house of Dixon Zach. I think I spoke about this one. This is one that I don't know if I love either. I was expecting a little bit more from this house, from all the hype they were getting at one time. And this one is Anbar. Now, I don't know if this is one of the cheaper offerings. I know this sounds crazy, but I don't know if this is one of the cheaper offerings from the house. And it's just something that they threw out there. And this features notes of amber, raspberry, plum, agarwood, amber, sandalwood, cedar, ambergris, smoke, resins, leather, and vanilla. I'm running out of places to spray. Let's see. This one opens somewhat like sour plum. Sort of resinous, but not what you expect from your typical amber fragrance. I thought it was gonna be just some kind of smooth, maybe resinous, maybe a little bit of oud amber from what I read on Fragrantica, but to me, on my skin, it comes off a bit sour and like a sour plum in the opening. As it starts to settle down though, it does become a lot better. It does start to smooth out. The amber comes in, sandalwood comes in, some more spices and resins. But the opening to me is sort of off-putting, to be honest. You got to get this like maybe 15 or 20 minutes to let it do its thing. But overall, it's a nice fragrance. It's just something that I feel like is amazing. I won't say that. When I first got it and I sprayed it on, I was like, wow, I love this stuff. I love it. And the more I wore it, the opening was just like something that just wasn't that great to me. The next one up we're gonna talk about is, this one's hard to find, man. And I always mess this name up. This is Parfums Pozzo di Borgo. And this one is hard to find. I don't even know how I found this. I just luckily was on, I think I was on Mercari or somewhere, and saw the bottle for like 80 bucks. And I was like, whoa. So I started looking it up, doing research. Could only find one YouTube review on it. That was from He Smells Like Rome. If you're not following He Smells Like Rome, go check out his channel. But he always talked about how much he liked this. So I was like, you know, we got similar tastes. So let me go ahead and scoop this joint up. And the notes on this one are elemi, bergamot, orange, cognac, labdanum, coriander, benzoin, vetiver, and styrax. This one to me is, it smells to me a bit dated, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. It's definitely a classic man fougere to me, but it's got some added elements of resins and spices, but it's in the opening, it's got some beautiful citruses, some beautiful spices. It seems a bit bright but dark in the opening, but as it starts to develop, to me, it lightens up some and it becomes a little bit more fougere type. And I kind of enjoy it. Plus, I like having bottles that not a lot of people have. If you watch my channel, you know that's sort of my goal. I always try to find things that not a lot of people talking about, so I can smell a little bit different than everybody else. And I've always been that just in general. Yeah, that's a spicy, resinous opening. Feel like I'm getting some elemi. It's got that ginger type vibe in the opening. That's nice though. That's real nice, especially for the price I found the bottle. I'm glad to have it in my collection because not a lot of people have it. The next one up we're gonna talk about is, I got two of these. I got both bottles. I got the big one and the little one. But man, this is some good stuff right here. And this is I always say the name wrong. Arum by Zaharoff. This features notes, well, no, it's got honeycomb, cinnamon, clove, hazelnut, walnut, almond, vanilla, tonka, praline, and amber. And the one thing I've learned throughout this journey is that honey on my skin can come off almost animalic. And I love animalic fragrances. So to me, this is an animalic gourmand on my skin. Now, I don't know about everybody else. Everybody's skin is different. But as soon as I spray that, it comes off like animalic. Sweet, spicy, was not sweet. The cinnamon brings a little bit of spice to it. But it's indolic on my skin. And that, I don't know if I really heard many people say that. I don't watch a lot of people reviews, especially when the reviews come out and it's a 20 or 30 of them on the same fragrance on one day. But I don't know if I heard anybody say it was animalic or indolic on their skin. It's like an indolic honey with sweetness, some nuttiness. A bit of woods, but just an indolic honey. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That's one of his to me, that's one of his better releases. Because it's something that I've never smelled a fragrance like that before. That's something I've never got my nose on, an indolic honey fragrance. Never, never, never. I got two more I want to talk about. Gotta grab the other one. Excuse me for 1 second while I grab this bottle. Yeah, the next one that we're going to talk about is from the house of Good Vibes Perfume. This is a limited edition 700 Millionaire. And I've been meaning to review this for a while. Really nice house. Nice people that run the house and create the fragrances. I've already sprayed some on. I don't have the notes on this one, but it's definitely I get some iris. But to me, overall, this is a vanilla perfume. It comes off a bit woody. Very smooth. Seems like more of a winter type fragrance. I'm not sure you want to wear that in the high heat. But it's an overall smooth, clean, classy, buttery, somewhat woody floral vanilla. If you're into vanilla, I definitely suggest checking this out. I'm not sure how many bottles. They only made a limited run of these bottles. But maybe they may drop some more here soon. But it's definitely an up and coming house. One I keep an eye on. And one I really enjoy to smell. And the last one I want to talk about is maybe, I ain't gonna say that. This probably was this was top 3 things I got my nose on last year. And this is Bel-Ami from the house of Les Obstrats. And the notes on this one, not overly complex either. This is orris, iris, ginger, cacao, olibanum, cardamom, musk, tonka, and sandalwood. And man, this right here is just, this is some good stuff. Some real good stuff. Trying to find somewhere to spray, man. Oh my God. This is better than Dior Homme Parfum to me. The orris butter just comes off like a smooth, thick, orrisy butter. Kind of powdery, but you got some resins in there, and you've also got this cacao type vibe riding through, which is just sliding through the whole composition. But man, this is right here. This is high level perfumery to me. To take something so simple and to make it smell so good. And this is like very heavy and thick. Lasts on my skin 12 to 14 hours. I don't think any of these fragrances I discussed in this video are like fragrances that go away pretty fast. Maybe the Aries Ladori. I think it's Gul Hina. That one is not an overly powerful fragrance. But man, Bel-Ami by Les Obstrats is a beautiful creation. Powdery, buttery orris, surrounded by resins. Feel like a bit of woods, not a lot. And it's got, what else does it have in it? Bit of woods. Not overly, but it's got some chocolate in it too, a little bit of cacao. I like it though. That's probably a top 5 my top 5. Well, it's in my top 5 of pickups for last year. It's got to be. It's amazing. Should have. Shout out to my guy Patchouli Poppy. He's sending me some samples. The other two, well, I think he's only sending me another sample from this house, because I did have a sample of the rose, which I did enjoy the rose, but I've got so many rose fragrances, man. I'm not really looking to buy anything that's got rose in it at the moment. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm actually thinking about selling that bottle I got of Serenity by Old Man Luxury. So if anybody's interested in that bottle, leave a comment down in the comment section. But that's just a quick video on some of the bottles I'm enjoying at the moment and bottles that I recently picked up. I don't think I'm gonna be buying a lot coming up here soon. I am taking a trip to Dubai. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up any bottles while I'm there. I might. I'm not gonna say I'm not, but I'm not gonna do like when I went to Europe and come back with 40 bottles. I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to find things that I don't have in my collection already. If it's something that smells like anything I have, I don't want it. I don't want it. I feel like I'm just acquiring too many pieces that smell the same. So I'm trying to branch out, do something a little bit different, not just spin. Try to save a little bit and not buy so much perfume. Or my other hobby that I'm into, that's very expensive too. So I'm trying to cut back a little bit, save a little bit of money. But I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate everybody for sticking by. We're at almost at 4,300 subscribers. Hopefully we can break 5,000. It's all on me. I got to be more consistent. I'm not working hourly no more, so I do have time, but now I'm able to spend more time with Future and my wife. So I definitely got to find time to fit YouTube into my schedule. I've been saying that for like 2 years now, but I got to figure it out. But if you can, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me if you got your nose on any one of the, I don't know, 9, 10 fragrances I just spoke about. My favorite recent pickups. If you woke up today, you're definitely winning. We out.